So, hi, morning. I'm Chen. So we are the team that works on ZenetikNFT, which is a an project that aims to do a few things. So we wanted to try implementing ERC 7007, which is a standard which extends 721 for AI generated content, AI generated NFT specifically on chain for storing that and also verifying that on chain. And we also wanted to do something cool with NFT. So yeah, this is how the project's born. It's a bit of a informal presentation. I hope you guys don't mind. So to do that, essentially, what we did was we combined genetic algorithm and a generative model, a very simple neural network for the generation of the images. So as you see right here, these are all images, the initial images that we generate from our genetic algorithm, which is the input to our model. And the model itself will take this input, these genomes, and produce images like this. And the idea was to allow the user to choose some of these images. So let's just choose like a few of them as the parent. And after choosing this, we can then breed the next generation of generative images, which will be based on the genomes of the previous generation. Give it a second, it's running the inference. So yeah, this is the next generation, which is based upon the last generation of parents chosen. And this process of selective pressure, in a sense, would then slowly get the image you try to create. Sorry, let me rephrase that. This process essentially will slowly make an image that you will feel most connected to, in a sense you like the most. And we can then, let's say if I really like some amount of images here, then we can just select the next select this generation. Sorry. Oh, you want to breathe one more time? Yeah, let's breathe one more time. It's good. And yep, this is the next generation. Let's say I really like this. I can then select this. Want to breathe one more time? Yeah. Okay, sure. So each of these process is essentially based on what we have selected. It will generate the next generation, which will result in a. Yep. Yeah, if you select it right now, and just let's say I really like this, you can see there's like I don't know if you can see it here, but there's actually a genome that essentially represents the image. It's the input to the model, which is shown here. And we can then now actually mint this as the NFT, as the ERC 7007. So this is essentially proven. So this model, the run through the execution of this model is actually done off-chain and then proven off-chain, and then the proof is sent onto the contract to be verified during the minting process of the NFT itself. So that's like a very simple walkthrough of the project. Yeah.
What does genome mean?
So in this case, it's essentially, in a way, sort of like the gene of the what created the image. So because we can treat it as DNA. So each image have their own DNA. How do I define the DNAs? So in this case, it's just a vector. It's like an array of numbers, of like floating points in this case. So these are so-called the genes, and these are defined via running a genetic algorithm. So we are basically we have a genetic algorithm that runs, and after it ran through that, it will feed it as the input to the machine learning model. The genes are defined by essentially what was chosen. So in the process of breeding, right? Because when you choose the images, these images have their own, so to say, DNA. And this DNA during the selection process will then be taken, and the next generation will be based on this DNA. So that's how the genome is defined. It's defined by what you've done. It's like natural selection in a sense. It's what survived, and thus this genome will generate an image. And if you give the same genome to the neural network model, the generative model, it will generate the same image as well. So the neural network model is using this as the input.
I think you can just generate that from the basic for image data, or is there any trait like for human you have eyes, big eyes or small eyes, and it's not like that, right?
In this case, not really. So it's not like human DNA. It's more. It's kind of like human DNA, yes, but in this case you can't really tell from the numbers itself, but they actually correspond to something.
Yeah, it's like human DNA. It's like a lot of spread. You don't know if this is the eye, that is the eye.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can like try to figure out. You can try to figure out, but
we are not converting the genomes directly to the image. The model actually picks that and converts it to the image. So it's not directly just the string to an image. It's through a model which is executed and proven. Then you get the image. Yeah.
So the model have that. You allow you to have that kind of definitions for the image, right? You can define the trait 1, trait 2.
Yes. Yes. I think you have to tweak it, but it's possible to make a model that, depending on your input, can generate that. And we are not using a very complex model right now. It's a very simple 3-layer. Is it neural? 3-layer, right? Neural network. So theoretically, you can use something like a gun, like a generative adversarial network, which can generate like very complex images, you see, like DALL-E, things like that. But those would be a lot harder to prove and verify on chain. Right now, it's really hard for us to verify on chain. I mean, I don't think we are verifying on chain like some of the, because the image is too big, even for 16 by 16. This is 16 by 16, and we can't really how to say, we can't really deploy the contracts because it's too big. Yeah.
I mean, hardly is the size.
Yeah. The verification contract size is too high. Yeah. Go ahead.
What would the process of labeling these specific genes? So basically defining those traits. Very important question. What would the process look like so that I can just without going to the iterative process, at the very start I can just say I want these traits, and then the model can be annealed more towards what I would.
Yeah, it's an genetic engine, right? So in this case, so as of right now, the model is more of the input is more like the way it behaves, it treats certain genes. It's more random in nature, but since it's a network that is currently trained, you can technically run certain inputs through it and kind of understand or infer that what each of those numbers means, of course. But as of right now, we don't engineer it so that each input corresponds to something. But given enough, so to say, time, you can technically give the model certain inputs to modify it to your liking, right? Yeah.
Next time, looking at a bit about the proving and what is the or what kind of technology you're using.
Okay, sure. So we are actually proving the execution of the model itself, so the generation of it, and the process. So we are using EasyKL for this. So basically, we train the model and then we run EasyKL through the Onyx file, and then that essentially allows us to prove a certain execution, and then we generate the verifier from using EasyKL as well, and then just connect the contract with the verifier and just call verify to verify it when it's minting. Yeah. Anything else? Any more questions? Thank you.
But
go.
you can mint, right?
yeah.
Or choose and mint.
Yeah. So you get your own very personal, genetically engineered NFT in a way, right?
And maybe you can use some.
Yeah, actually you missed a very important part. Like the very important part is that these are the images that you select. That means you kind of like this image. You kind of like.
Yeah, I did mention that.
You kind of like the image, and then you'll form like the next generation of the images of the child that you like more. And then you keep choosing the photos that you like, and after many rounds of evolution, so to say, animal evolution, the final pool of all those organisms are NFTs that you are very customized to what you like. So at the final, your choice will be very personalized, very dynamic, very custom and to your preference. So you made it, it's like, oh, this represents me. Because after we tried and read many rounds, after many rounds of selection pressure and natural selection, the final one is your pick. It's like you try to have like ants fighting in a pool, and after many rounds, like the strongest ants is survive, and that strongest ant is stronger than seeds, so that survives for you.
Yeah, it's natural selection. Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.